Hey there everybody, it's early May. Figured I'd do a quick video about what's going on with some of the projects and where we're at as far as the season goes. Hope you enjoy. Stick around. The garlics are doing well. We hilled the mounds a little bit and threw down some fresh chip, so this set of rows looking very nice and crisp. Loving it. Waiting for early potatoes to poke their heads out, but those should be happening as soon as the soil hits the right temperature for them. Over in here, we have some more of the early onions waking up. And so these guys go along the border of the wood chip path all the way down. So it's another 20 feet of onions, which I'm very excited about. In the meantime, we have some sheep sorrels, some dandelion greens that we can eat if we wanted to round out our salads. We have little itty bitties coming up. Some of our pole beans starting to poke their heads out, and I'm hoping that some of the bush beans start coming up soon. If I back up just a little bit, some of these brassicas are trying their little hearts out, and I'm hoping that this upcoming rain will help those guys back here get to something that's more like this guy right here. We thinned out the peas the other day, so now we have 2 to 3 per line. I have a little bit more coming up, so if I choose to thin some more, I can. And that'll be pretty good. We have a few more coming up on the other side, and we'll see how those go. Our service berries are looking particularly happy this year. You can see just how full each of these flower and leaf nodes are. And they are ready to pop. This plum is going bananas. Let's hope that continues. I'd love for its friend over there to start doing something similar, but alas, no such luck. We got the plastic up on the hoop house. You may have noticed that from the last video. What we have are a couple of trees that had to come down, being our bracing beam. It's not the best of cuts, but it'll tie this guy in. I'll probably come in and do just a little bit of shaping on that, get it to sit flush, and it'll be super awesome. We're going to be putting another support about midway through where you can see the break in the dimensional timbers, and we'll have another one on this side right about where that mass of strawberries is, and that way these guys will be just a little bit more stable. It'll help support the weight, and I'll probably end up doing something either straight up underneath of those, because this end was put together a little differently. But our next step is finding some pallets to build the actual doors and finishing wrapping the plastic and getting this all squared away, tucked in nice, so that we can start growing in here for real. But even with the doors not attached, standing inside this space is warm. It's warm, it's protected. I think anything that we pot up and stick in here, or that we put cold frames in under, or over, anything that's in here is gonna grow pretty nice. I think this is a good investment. We're up in front of the house now. There it is. You can see our cherries have been blooming for a few days at this point. And if you're not familiar with the tree hab videos, I will put a link right around here. And all of these trees in this row, so the flowering cherry, the Japanese maple, flowering cherry, the Japanese maple, and then the other flowering cherry. All of those were pulled out of a dumpster, rehabilitated, and planted. They're all doing great, and I didn't spend a dime on them. So we're very happy about that. They have not quite woken up. We have been watering these guys, but we have our golden raspberries here. Somewhere in here, in this leaf litter, I believe, is another elderberry, but goodness knows where exactly that would be. We have our 2 black raspberries right in here. They are starting to leaf out. Nice. We'll see them pick up. The hascaps, or the honeyberries that we transplanted, I've seen several bees visiting recently, and that's pretty great. The one up on the mound is doing well as well, and you can see some of our smaller stone crops coming in to fill in the space. The blackberries have put on a little bit of fresh growth, not a crazy amount, but the elderberry cutting that we stuck last year is looking pretty happy. So, hurrah hooroo. Our blueberries up here looking very happy. We have a lot of flower buds ready to go this year, so I'm very hopeful that I might get a mouthful or 2 before the birds do. That would be great. And if not, oh well. At least they'll be flying off and pooping out blueberry seeds, and I'll get more blueberry bushes, even if I don't ever get to enjoy them. We had another chip drop, so we pulled the leaf litter that was in the pathway over, laid down the fresh chips. There is chip under here, but that is predominantly to be a suppressant and to kind of bury some of the gravel and sand and whatnot and hoopla from over the winter, and to give the plants in here a little bit more carbon to hold on to. So we'll continue shaping this up, and we're going to keep our eyes peeled for an opportunity for more daylilies, or preferably not zebra grasses, but some kind of tall grasses will definitely help to pull this host space together thematically. We've had an absolute explosion of seeds in our air prune boxes, so I'm very excited. I am 100% certain that these tiny little cotyledons that you see here are the actual Shepherdea cotyledons, and I say that with confidence because up over here we can see one who still has its seed head, the seed shell, around the leaves. So, confirmation, this is what they start like, and we'll take snapshots and probably post those up once we have a set of true leaves, and we'll do a little like week 1, week 2, week 3 kind of deal, and do that for the Shepherdea and for the Aronia melanocarpa as well. We had a few of our sedums. It's not sedum maximum technically, and I don't actually remember the actual Latin name for it, so I'll pop that on the screen here and feel ashamed for just a moment, but I was taught them to be called sedum maximums, and they're apparently not that, or That's like a second common name instead of actual Latin. And here we have a couple of goji berry cuttings that the dog broke running through the garden trying to stop the chickens from doing chicken things. And so I stuck them. There's a little bit of rooting powder. And they're taking off. I'm pretty excited. We'll see how they do. Fingers crossed. So one of our next projects is going to be decoupling these two pieces of fence here, and we're going to be taking that all the way down here, so that where this post is here will, instead of swinging up that way, come around the back of this section here, but in front of this current at our feet, and block off those comfreys right there, and block access to this elder right here, and come over to meet this section here. My plan is to mostly leave the pallet shed, as it were, but we'll take this actual fencing, replace some of the plastics, use it elsewhere, possibly on the other side, and then we'll tie in the other chunk from that post up there and bring it across and include the wattle area, and we'll expand the bird yard to that 1/10 of an acre space that we had discussed. That does change my plans for this arbor / trellis here, but my thought is that I may be able to get away with putting some rings around each of the legs and potentially growing hardy kiwi, or purchasing in some hardy kiwis to have them grow up here, use these fence or the leg posts as trellising, and then hopefully be able to remove the rings once those have lignified properly. And that is my thought and goal. The rest of this is just going to be another 1.5 minutes, some time lapse of some work on the pond we've been doing. It may not look like much from here, but this video is about the culmination of 3.5 to 4-ish hours. So till next time, thanks for watching. Happy planting.